Ahoy, crypto pirates and crypto junkies alike. Glad to have you guys here on this wonderful Tuesday morning for me. I believe it's Tuesday evening, if not Wednesday morning now for this gentleman feller. And then these guys, it's their afternoon and almost time to get on. Man, I gotta get, dude, I don't know about if I like that look, man. People out on it. How are you fellas?
It does look creepy.
It is a little creepy.
What do you mean, look?
What do you mean?
100% creep.
So I apologize to everyone for being late. And I'll tell you what, not having to drive to the studio and drop the kids off and dropping the kids off at school first before coming here, I can never promise that I will 100% be on time. So something almost always goes wrong. Even no matter how early I leave the house, something seems to always go wrong. So did you guys, anybody get to catch Captain and Coffee last night?
Yeah. Was listening to that, but can't remember much. Yeah, they. So, any of you guys have any of them there Charizards? Charizards.
My favorite flavor, actually.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, if I did, it would be in Hex right now. If I had a first edition Charizard, as he calls it, especially mint condition, 250K and upwards for some of those first editions, I'd be buying a whole hell of a lot of Hex right now, is what I would be doing. No financial advice. So,
yeah, you see, you're not old enough to have a child that you would have spent the money to buy the Charizard for, and then you'd be banging your head against the wall because you would have remembered purchasing something that is now worth 250K, and it's like down in the bottom of his closet somewhere.
My friend's mum threw out all of his Pokemon cards, and he had quite a few. And he was like, "Have you still got them?" Because this was like a few years back when they were going up in value. And she was like, "No, they are in a landfill somewhere."
I was a Kenner Star Wars collector.
What?
Kenner Star Wars figures. You know,
some of those are worth some money now too.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those somewhere in storage.
Some of those are worth some money now.
Yeah, carded, graded, the whole 9 yards. I really took care of them. Yeah, got them when I was between 5 and 7 years old. And I was a weird kid. I used to, just move them from case to case. I wasn't like playing with them and lighting them on fire, dropping them in acid or whatever the little neighborhood kids were doing,
You turned out just fine, Papa B.
Thanks, Crafty.
Well,
Thanks.
The jury's still out on that one. Jury's still out on that one.
I know RG had also Star Wars stuff, but he shot it up with a shotgun, I think. Where
he had all the G.I. Joes.
Was it G.I. Joes?
Yeah. He was amazed that they didn't retain their value. Yeah.
If anyone has a Charizard, sell that stuff for Hex. Because if you think about it, how much can a Charizard go up? 4x?
Can a Charizard outperform any crypto? I don't know.
XRP.
We do it.
That's an easy one, man.
Without hesitation. XRP.
Yeah, how are they doing, by the way? Are they dying?
No,
I don't know.
They just announced, hey, we've got a Japan to South Korea corridor that we're going to big transactions. Screw that company, man. And it is a company. It's a company that sells something, and Hex doesn't do that. We're not a company that makes false promises. We are simply followers of a product that works on its own.
Cult-like following for the greatest crypto asset ever, in our opinions. In our opinions. Preface that with "in our opinions."
In our non-financial advisory opinions.
Fashion, yes.
It never was a financial advice.
Hey,
Or-
you got to do
That's not
your
what
own
you told me.
research, you know? Yeah, that's not what you told me, Peter.
just play innocent. Play
I
innocent.
FOMO bot because of
I
you,
don't know what
Peter.
you're talking about.
Yeah, I had a weird thought this morning. I woke up with a big smile on my face. Why was I so happy? Well,
Oh boy.
I thought about this. I thought, you know what? There's a pretty good chance that everybody I ever hated is now either dead or doesn't know about Hex. So perfect. I win.
That is awesome. It's a great way to think about it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
man.
a little sick
I mean-
and demented, but hey, you know,
a little
it's
bit dark. A little bit dark.
yeah.
They're all dead in my closet.
With my
And they still
Charizard.
don't know about Hex.
I just moved them from case to case.
It just moves it from case to case.
Oh, this
From freezer to freezer.
Mm.
Okay.
yeah, nice hobby, Papa.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of crypto coffee, I think it's great that we have women as beautiful as him outspoken in Hex community. We need more Hexican women like coffee.
Yeah, I love when you had that comment last night. I caught that. And
He
I was
read
like,
it.
that is awesome.
read it.
Yeah.
He's a good sport. I love coffee. He's really intelligent. He's one of our best younger evangelists.
Yeah.
Articulate, smart with it, and I think you or Captain said he's in touch with the whole metaphysical, the philosophical
It's
side.
philosophical. Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
who else throws out terms like asymmetrical information? Like who else throws that out there but coffee? So
Yeah.
And I'm glad he
Smart
does,
guy.
because I mean he's the one that did a whole video. So everybody who hasn't checked out Crypto Coffee's videos, go check out some of his higher level videos, like the unit bias video. Gosh, I can't even think of some of the other philosophical ones that he did right off the top of my head. He uses a lot of terms that are not common in everyday vernacular, but he does a great job of tying it to Hex and how people's perceptions of Hex have changed over time, and it being the new thing that, you know, everyone was a little bit. And I think Captain did a good way of dumbing it down last night. He said so many people were shell shocked from 2017. So many people lost in 2017 that it's hard for anyone to look at something, a new product out, and say, yes, that has the potential to overtake Bitcoin. The old, slow, inflation bug riddled technology.
Yeah, I was also shell shocked and wrecked and all the bad things, and now I am many X in gain. Like I gained so much with X, it's ridiculous.
I feel
It
like
is
most
ridiculous.
people. I feel like most people in Hex right now, they were like shell shocked by 2017, and Richard was like, "Oh, it's all right. I have this thing now.
Don't worry, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna
fix this. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know you were an idiot, but let me just help you. I've been here for many years.
Yeah.
I love
Roll
it.
up your sleeve. Let's get that vein open there, and just
That's right.
put that right hex is right in there.
Here is some Hex content for you. It's just 1 hour stream.
Yeah.
In small doses.
Oh,
So hey, Whales Only, I want to say thanks for having a chat with the boss, having a chat with the captain. I know that a lot of us, including myself, I'll be the first to step up and say I bagged on the guy a little bit when he first started talking on streams. Like the first 2 streams you were on, I was like, man, he's got great info, but I'd love to see his face. And maybe I was just doing that in the Cutthroats room where Papa B would have saw me saying as much, because we are known as the community that's willing to show their face. And if you've got a legitimate reason, I don't want to bag on you too hard for that. But then obviously you've done a lot more streams since, and you've brought a lot of value to the streams. You've brought a lot of actual in-depth analysis that I think maybe comes from your industry, and that's maybe why you can't show your face. So just want to say, man, thanks for becoming semi-public in this space right now. And then when Hexo's prediction of $2.01 comes true in December, I'd love to see you quit your job and make yourself public.
Is that when Hexo's supposed to eat the chip?
Well, I think
Again?
he's officially boned out on that permanently. So
Yeah.
I would do it, but I love spicy stuff. I know it would hurt, but man, it's I would definitely do it if I ever had the opportunity to do it on stream with everybody. Maybe I'll pull a Joe and I'll show everyone the chip, and then I'll set it down and then grab one that's not spicy. Oh, that's not so bad.
Was
just-
that confirmed or not?
No, it wasn't confirmed. I'm sure he actually ate the chip, but it's just suspect that it was off camera and you couldn't see it. Didn't come straight out of he didn't open it and pull it straight out of the bag. So I love Brian had his little rubber gloves on, like he was afraid to touch his eyeballs or something.
Did you see he was nibbling it as well? He's like, like 15 little bites, and then that must have really destroyed his mouth by the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So this gentleman I've been talking with, I gave him some when he was first new into the Hex community. We had some issues with his wallet, and I was able to. Well, actually, he found out the answer. That's what Hexicans are great at. They're smart people. They figure out solutions before I could even help him out. But he said, I think I'm ready to come on the stream. And I said, all right, man. Well, let's go ahead and get you on then. So I sent him a link, and he is joining us now.
Hey.
How you doing, sir?
Hey.
Hello.
I'm doing fine.
Hello.
I'm just been at work, and I have to get my kids now. So, but I've been in Hex since the start. So,
You definitely, I can confirm, you've been in here for almost a year now, from what I know of, maybe longer. But you've been, you reached out to me about a year ago.
Yeah, I had some problem with my leg, and you were kind of me.
Yes.
So I didn't FOMO day one. I only put like 0.0001 ETH in the first day. So I was in the first time, but nothing. I guess like 0.6 hearts. I was in from the day one.
All right. Didn't FOMO in day one, but you've been here since day one. Okay. So
Guys,
you don't get your day one FOMO badge. Sorry, you missed that prize.
Yes, I have it, but it was very, very small amount.
Okay.
I was listening to Richard. So
I did the same, man. I actually only put 0.1 ETH the first day, just so I could say I was in the first day, and I think I got a whole 12,000 hex or something like that on the first day, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
You guys are too smart.
that was.
You listen to directions too well.
And then DCA.
Well, I wish I would have gone in instead of DCAing. I wish I would have gone in harder on January, but hey, that's you live and learn, and those things are really easy to judge after the fact, after you've already made your decisions. So a buddy of mine, the guy who we got Crypto Junkies from, he's been a buddy of mine since 2017, and he says it best in his community. He's got a community on Discord called Empire, and he's into all kinds of things, macroeconomics, gold and silver, and he even trades those things too. And he does well. He and I've had this discussion, and he said, even if you're good, you still lose. So coming from a professional trader, guys, just want to let you guys know. But he has a great point, and he's been right every time in my experience when he says, make a plan and execute the plan. It's when you deviate from the plan that you wreck yourself. And every time, in my opinion, that has been the case. So I've done all right from following through on my. Now that doesn't mean you don't pivot and go a different direction if things change or you get more information. So as better information becomes available, then you got to update your worldview, like Richard says. But for the most part, if you got a plan, execute that plan.
I did a lot of in-state emergency in-state, and so get it out 555.
There you go.
But I also
Nice.
forgot about Hex in February, March, and then I have a stick that was bleeding in April. So I also try a bleed a little bit.
This year or last year?
Last year.
Oh, last year. Okay.
Last year, I was. So get a little fancy.
Well, glad you could join us, man. Glad you could join us. Are you headed home from work right now? Is that what it's what it appears to be right now?
Yeah, I'm heading out for work. Yes, I'm going to pick up my child. So.
Oh, right on, man. Well, I'm glad you could join us today. So, I just wanted to throw this out there, guys. Make sure you guys watch for the FN Hangout. There's going to be... So I'm going to mute you just for a second, man. You got some road noise there. But there's going to be a pretty big name, and no name is big in crypto. Let's be honest. Like, no one is a big name in crypto. But as far as big names go in crypto, we've got a good one coming on Friday. So I just want to plug that. Keep throwing it out there. I'll say it every day until the day comes. But I want you guys to make sure you are here for the FN Hangout. And if you guys have any questions for this particular influencer, then we're going to ask that you guys super chat those questions. Otherwise, we may have enough viewers that we may not even be able to catch everything going on in all the chats. So at least that's the hope. We'll see how it all plans out.
Building up the hype.
Yep.
Nice.
That's right.
So who that is? If I have to prepare a list of questions and set my super chats up.
Yeah, just one question. Are you really Satoshi Nakamoto?
Yeah, it is. It is really Satoshi. So we've got Satoshi on. You guys figured it out.
Buy the rumor, guys.
He's giving everyone that watches 1 Bitcoin. So make sure you guys show up that day.
Lovely.
Everyone in chat, buy the rumor now.
And no, it is not Craig Wright. So.
Oh boy.
Maybe it's RG3.
Did we talk about this last week? That Craig Wright pretty much just told on himself through his lawyers for being the guy that hacked Mt. Gox? Did we talk about that last week?
What? No. Do tell.
So in his legal hearings he's going through right now, he claims to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Obviously, it'd be really easy if you just signed the wallet to prove that you were really him. But no. He goes through this long roundabout way, and then claims that one of the addresses is his and that it got hacked. But that address is the address that all the Bitcoin got sent to from Mt. Gox when it got hacked. It's great. Your lawyers just threw out there that you were the one that stole billions of dollars worth of wealth from people. Fantastic. Now you should really go to jail if that really is you. And then claims he lost it because he didn't store his seeds correctly. Yeah.
He didn't keister them.
Yeah, he didn't keister them right. His prison wallet didn't work, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wants to be famous at any cost, as Wales only said, and that's true. And it may be to his detriment now. He may be going away for a long time if they decide to push that narrative. And I don't know if Japan will try to extradite him and get him over there, but that's where Mt. Gox was based, was out of Japan. And I'm pretty confident there's a lot of people that would really like to see someone go to jail for it. And I don't even think they care if it's real justice or not, as long as it's someone that goes to jail for it. Mm-hmm. And I like this. Craig wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we brought that up, so I just had to put it on there.
I had the pleasure to take a picture with Craig Wright here in Tokyo, just for the lulz. He was speaking at the Tokyo American Club, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm a real big, well, I'm not exactly what you would call a fan, but very
Yeah.
kind of pleased to kind of meet. Can I take a picture?
Yeah, I just want to show
Yeah.
everybody that I met the scammer himself. I
Yeah.
probably better not say that. He'll probably sue me. Dude, I'm a broke pleb. My God, all my wealth, it's not worth suing me. I'm a broke pleb. All my wealth is tied up 15 years from now. So there's
Come back
that.
in 15 years.
Yep, exactly. Come back in 15 years if you're not in prison already. You're not really keystering your seeds, you know? So
Hmm.
hold on, I'm letting. So Crypto King has been doing a great job promoting for us, trying to get us in front of other people. I haven't followed up on some of the other interviews because some of these ones that are kind of big that we want to put down right now. Last thing I want to do is book somebody and then find out some of these bigger names that are interested in coming on or can come on, and then we have a scheduling issue with, and I don't really want to kick people off after we've already confirmed them as guests for the day. So I've been really slow and meticulous about doing this, and there's a reason behind it. So just wait, guys. We'll be seeing a lot more people.
Cool.
As to confirm. So I'm having a little side conversation over in Theta with Crypto King. So if any of you guys really want to, you guys can come follow us over there. We'd love to have you guys. We need 123 more to partner up with Theta. So
Like
we would
followers?
love to. What's that? Followers. Yep.
Guys, if you're just watching on YouTube, just go to Theta. It doesn't just follow at least. Just do that.
Yeah, just you guys don't even have to watch it on there, but if you guys wouldn't mind just signing up. And then David Feeder, I asked him to do a video on setting up an edge node so you can earn T-Fuel. You guys, T-Fuel 10x'd in the last 2 months.
Oh, really?
And you guys get it for free for watching if you're willing to share your bandwidth on Theta. So, and then you can obviously mine it, so to speak, by sharing your bandwidth running an edge node. So I want you guys to go check out that video. He gave me access to that video and told me that I could upload it on, fair use, could upload it on any other channel. And I'm thinking about still doing that. I just haven't done it yet. So
it's really
there's
easy
this-
as well.
Yeah. What do you need? Are there any specific specs, or can you just do it on a regular laptop or a Nook
anything
or
that's connected to the internet. So the more people that are sharing bandwidth over there, the better the viewing experience is going to be. Less lag, crisper quality. And I will say they are really good at streaming at a higher resolution than what YouTube will offer you. But the problem is more people are getting on. Then, hey, thanks Wales Only for following us over there on the Discourse Syndicate on theta.tv.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys wouldn't mind following his example and jumping on over there. So we've got Ghost21 who just followed us over there recently too, just earlier this stream. And they say T-Fuel will 10x again, and I believe that. So there's people from, it was the old CEO of Twitch, and one of the original founders of Google, or one of the original founders of YouTube. Sorry, not Google, but YouTube are the ones that started Theta. So there's some big names, big money behind it, and I think there's going to be, and it's its own blockchain, and I don't know if they'll ever have smart contracts or anything on it, but the intent is to make it a decentralized viewing so that you're not based on everything right now, especially with YouTube, is all AWS servers, so Amazon, not decentralized at all. So even if YouTube doesn't block you, Amazon could just say, nope, sorry, we're not going to store this video any longer. So this is supposed to be a decentralized version over there on Theta. So if you guys truly believe in crypto and what crypto is meant to do to get rid of the middlemen, then theta.tv might be the place for you guys to go. I just wish they would build in some better capabilities in the way of storing videos. Now I can upload them all, but they don't automatically save, unfortunately.
T-Fuel is the reward token for Theta, correct?
Yes, that is 100% correct.
And the two tokens are separate.
Yes. So T-Fuel is like the gas. If you guys remember Neo, it's like Neo and then gas. And so it is the Theta is, or the T-Fuel, I'm sorry, is the token to transact in. or is like what powers the network. And then the T fuel, or I'm sorry, the theta itself is the actual token for the platform.
But the theta
You
does
need it
not
to do anything.
yield gas. It does not yield T fuel on its own.
Yes.
I like that about Neo back in the day.
Yeah. I used to have Neo because I thought it was going to be as big as the Asian markets are. I thought Neo was going to be a bigger player, but and there were some ICOs that came out late 2017, early 2018 on Neo, but then I saw them die to nothing. Literally. And I think it rallied again not too long ago when everyone else did, but still not up to all-time highs yet. So Crypto King says Samsung is also a big partner. All things Samsung will mine theta, TV, smartphones, etc., etc. So yes, I've seen that the new Samsung TVs have the theta app built into them, and I believe they will be mining T Fuel as well.
How about my Note 9? Can that mine it too? Yay.
Is it
Yeah.
Samsung? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and your TV
Samsung.
will mine theta. That is your profits. I believe there's a wallet built into the TVs automatically, if I remember
cool.
correctly. And you can stake theta for T Fuel. Ghost 21 is telling me. So I haven't done enough research on it because I got my blinders on when it comes to what is going on in the crypto space because I just love Hex so much, and I'm getting paid trustless interest every day, and the gains are real. And so it's hard for me to with a full-time job and a family. I got 4 kids and a wife that I actually have to put in some effort to stay married to. So I don't have the time that I would love this to be my full-time job. I really would.
KNTX, you can view this as your forum to collect from us idiots. You give you the information
And
of
I do.
platforms. You do, of course, but you get the platforms that actually have something to support our effort for Hex, and then we yield some kind of benefit, and then we put it back into Hex. Everybody happy.
Yeah.
I don't feel dirty for inquiring about T Fuel. Come on.
No,
man.
I'm just, since we have a presence over there, it's something that, I have a little bit of an interest on, and I just want to know a little bit about it. So, anyway, so back to Hex. Actually, I want to go move on to ETH, kind of like what Captain and Coffee said. I think these second layer solutions are great for now, especially when the Ethereum chain is clogged. But there's so many new technologies moving forward that ETH is working on that I think is going to continue it's definitely going to make it more scalable, going to make it cheaper, but it's going to maintain the same, the same level of security model. And I think that's great that they're working on that, because ultimately that's what we really want, guys, right? I mean, if we can transact for pennies on the dollar to start our stakes and end our stakes, and then the Hex itself is actually what makes us the money with that trustless interest, isn't that really the goal of this community here? Isn't that really what we're after?
Yeah.
I think the great thing with layer 2 is that if more traders are moving over there as well, it should make other like layer 1 applications cheaper. So even if we don't see a massive benefit if we're not trading, like it should push some of the traffic that way.
Yeah.
So it should mean that unstaking and staking should be cheaper. And I think gas prices have come down of late. I know obviously ETH dropped in price, but they seem much better. They're still high, but they're much better than they were.
Yeah, they're getting better. And it's also, I'm pretty happy that it goes a little bit slower and not rushed. Because if something goes wrong, then you're sure that the narrative will be pushed that ETH is dead or whatever. And it's definitely not true, I think. There's too much built on it. And this is what we've seen in 17 as well, right? Like ETH gets really, really interesting, and then they try to overpower ETH because it's too full. And then ETH comes with something really cool, and the rest dies.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised by the third coin right now. It's like, I don't get it. But I'm sure that once Ethereum figures some things out, then they will see a massive drop.
Which makes me wonder about L2 at that point in time. When things are faster and cheaper to transact on ETH, do people continue to utilize the second layer?
I don't think so. Like maybe
I don't think so either. Not long term,
it
I don't
doesn't.
think.
I think it's more like a band-aid right now, and then stuff gets fixed. And layer 2, I don't know. Maybe later there will be another way to implement layer 2, but for now it's just for lower transaction costs, right? And quicker, but that will be solved.
I think with adoption though, so obviously ETH is still, crypto is still a tiny market really, and so like these fixes might not be forever fixes, so you might see bottlenecks in the future. No. So I think you will see these layer 2s, and having a place at least in the future.
Yeah, they'll definitely have a place. I think it will be a really good way to like always have a plan B sort of thing. Like it will be there, and then some things will get really popular, I think, and also will get less clunky, right? That's just how things go. And once it's less clunky, maybe they even start to intertwine in some ways, where it gets really easy to, where you don't even know if you're on layer 1 or layer 2. I mean, that could be a thing, I think.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have way more space, way more possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how everything shakes out. But if you make it seamless to use L2, maybe people will continue using it. But if L1 just becomes cheaper and faster, and you don't have to go to L2, I don't see a use case for L2 any longer. So
I think there's a business use case though, isn't there, for like multiple transactions?
And so that's a great point. Yes. And can you still track plasma transactions like you can the ETH blockchain? Because I don't know about that. Is there any anonymity to it? Because a lot of people might just settle on ETH after doing semi-anonymous transactions. If you're an entity, like I don't want to pay my employees with crypto because I don't want them knowing how much is in my account. I don't want them using that for leverage on whether they want to raise or not, because honestly, I pay my employees and I pay them fairly, I think, for the job that I ask them to do. I'm not asking them to be CEO of Amazon, so I can't, and they're not producing like Amazon can, so I can't afford to pay them like Amazon does. But if they see that I have a reserve 1 month, that maybe I'm looking to hire another person and I want to make sure I have reserves for the next couple months salary, and they see that, and then they try to come back and say, well, I'm not working any longer until you pay me more. Well, then there's a use case right there as a business owner, because I can write my employees a check right now and they can't go to the bank and say, hey, show me what account balance this account has, like you can on the blockchain. It's too transparent. So give them Monero. Yeah, here's the problem. Have you noticed all the, well, maybe you don't, because you most of you are probably not in America, but have you noticed all the exchanges that allow you to, especially the fiat on-ramps in America? There's a reason they don't have Monero in there. They're delisting Zcash, they're delisting Dash, anything that has anonymous transactions to it. And I get it. These governments want their pay, they want their cut, they want taxes, and it's hard to follow the paper trail if you can't see the transactions. But at the same time, there's real uses, especially business cases, of why you wouldn't want people to see your transactions. So it's tough. I think we're gonna walk that fine line for a while until there's either more clarification on the regulatory side, or there's better options that aren't suspicious looking in the future. I don't know. We'll see.
Can you pay them from an exchange?
I believe so. Yeah. I mean, I can send from my Coinbase wallet to your Coinbase wallet. Coinbase even has it set up where you can take payments as a merchant services. You can take payments via crypto.
You can pay in wrapped ETH then. You could just do that through an exchange and use their proprietary wrapped ETH and say, there you go. If you want to unwrap it, just put it back in the exchange. That way you can't see where it came from.
Yeah.
Because you're sending to the ETH contract, maybe you can trace back, but usually not, because I mean on Binance anyway, it's very difficult, I found. Am I talking out of my ass? I don't know.
I don't
Anybody?
know.
That's why they change your address, isn't it? So like every time you send something to Coinbase, for example, they change your ETH address so it can't be tracked.
Yeah. There's wallets that do that too. Like I have a Keep Key from 2017, and I just plugged it in recently just to say, hey, wonder if I had like 900 Doge or something on there. And then I somehow wiped it and lost my 60 bucks in Doge. Like I was so disappointed. Let me tell you, I cried all night. But anyway, when I started using wanted to mess around with the Bitcoin function, every time I generated a new address for receiving, it literally generates a new address. So Shapeshift is attempting to provide some kind of anonymity. So your wallet still has that balance, but it's a totally different wallet address every time you send to it, or every time you disconnect. Does it? I've never transacted in Bitcoin on Trezor. I don't even have a Trezor. And I haven't transacted a lot with Bitcoin, period, since 2017.
Get a Trezor.
I just have no reason to.
Yeah, I stopped when I figured out how expensive Bitcoin was to send. Like, then I moved to Litecoin to send stuff, and then Ethereum.
Yeah.
Now I don't bother. It's ETH to Hex.
Yeah. We are looking at Bitwage. So talking about anonymity for business owners, Crypto King gets paid in crypto through his employer using the Bitwage app. So I don't know a whole lot about it. That's one person on the map that wants to talk to RG, that wants to come on. Or actually, the Bitwage CEO actually wants to talk to Richard. I don't know how Richard feels about that, but we've done what it takes to put him in contact, and we'll see if Richard follows up. But he was interested in talking to us, and then looked into Hex and said, well, he doesn't want to mess with us plebs. He wants to go straight to the man at the top. So if you can get paid in Hex via Bitwage, I'm willing to listen to that conversation.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and Crypto King is the one that's been organizing all of that as well.
I want my contract written in Hex.
Yeah, right. I like that. So the D Brant one says, what about having a second business only account for accounts payable that can still see what address you're feeding it with? You only have to click one. I mean, unless you want to filter it through 15 different wallets before it gets to the one that's a lot of time. No one wants to deal with that. Let's be honest. That's why crypto hasn't been mass adopted yet. No one wants to have to hide their transactions by filtering it through 10 wallets. And now I see why why Richard, well, I don't know if it's Richard, but I know why the OA's been so busy is they fractured into thousands of wallets. Brilliant idea. You can't just track one wallet to track the OA any longer. So it provides some kind of anonymity there. But that's a lot of work. I mean, that is literal work.
That's a lot of work. Thank
you, Brand Sistemas, for a follow over there. Appreciate that. Captain told me to be careful about saying that other platform's name so we don't get kicked off of our YouTube community. So I don't think they like us pushing traffic to other platforms, and I can't say that I blame them, but at the same time, I want people to be aware that if anything were to happen, I mean, look at what YouTube did to Hexologist. That was, talk about a shadow ban, just deleted his channel and, how many 200 videos or whatever it was before he moved over to a different system. And so we just want to have some kind of protection against that, if that be the case. And we wouldn't be talking about it. We wouldn't have even looked at other places if you hadn't deleted Hexologist and Big Pep. See, that's scary.
That's a lot of power they got to move Big Pep because, as you know, Big Pep don't move unless Big Pep wants to move.
Yeah. Yep. How much are locked on YouTube? Sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. There's some good comments here, but I haven't had time to. I don't just click on comments anymore, because if I just read the beginning and it sounds like a good comment, but I didn't read the end, I could get myself in trouble. So
Yeah,
every page, you understand.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah. So there might be a lull in the stream for a minute while I read this, but you know what? It's better than me making a mistake and throwing something up I shouldn't be throwing up.
Might be funny though.
Well, I think Rouse has a great point. I mean, there's a lot of ETH locked up on ETH2 right now. The problem is it takes you 6 months to unlock it if you want it back. So hopefully you don't.
And the rates are terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if your connection goes down, don't you potentially lose your ETH?
Yeah. So they penalize bad node actors, as they call it. So if your node is constantly submitting bad information or is constantly down, they'll just delete your node and bye ETH.
Whoa.
So,
yeah. Well, there's so many
don't
other
you need
ways.
a lot of ETH
You
to
join
get
the
into
pool
the node?
and the pool is messing up. Imagine that situation, right?
yeah, well, that's the thing is you can delegate your ETH to a pool, and then do you know those people operating the pool? Do you know they're going to do you know they're going to be good actors? How do you know they're not going to try to manipulate the blockchain data for their gain? And how do you know they're not going to they're running a good internet and server system that doesn't go down constantly? I mean, I don't really want to trust a third party to hold on to my ETH and hopefully not lose it in exchange for a whole 6% annual gains. Woo!
That's a whole lot of work.
Yeah,
and
it really
mental energy. Aquila makes a good comment. Yeah, do a breakdown of ETH staking versus Hex.
Yeah,
might be
I
an
mean,
interesting one.
Yeah, so
Hex is better. End of breakdown.
The biggest one, you need 32
End of
ETH,
line.
which is 48k, isn't it? So like 32 ETH today is 48k just to be able to potentially put your ETH at risk by staking it.
Yeah. So you can throw almost 50 grand into someone else's hands for a measly 6%, and then if you want it back, it'll take you 6 months to get it back. Or you can just stake Hex for the amount of time that you want, and then when that time is up, you can pull it out and cash it out at your convenience. I personally will be only scraping the interest, and someone asked one of the other videos, what does scraping the interest means? That means if I had 100,000 staked and I made 50,000 in Hex over a period of time, I can restake that 100,000 and just scrape that 50,000 and sell only it. So, and that creates a perpetual income ladder, because then you just throw that 100,000 at the end of your ladder. As you have laddered stakes, you can just throw that further and further out into the future. So that's the way I would do it. And Hex is paying, you know, as long as you're at least the average right now, you're getting 38% gains right now. You know, I should know this for being a streamer for Hex. I should know this better, but I'm staked. I mean, I don't really care. I know I'm getting over 30%, 35%, and I don't check it every day. My show is not the Hex News show. So you guys want to know that information, watch Hexo. I wish I could. It's just the problem is right now UTC time is very inconvenient for me because I'm still at work. So his show starts 20 minutes before UTC time. And I'm still at work, and it's hard for me to catch that first 20 minutes before the rollover to the next day. Now, when we spring forward, that'll be totally different, because then I'll have been off by almost 45 minutes by the time he comes on. So it's a lot easier to catch his show. So I don't stay up to date with the metrics as well as I could, because first off, it's just not convenient right now with the UTC time being what it is, thanks to daylight savings time, to follow Hexo's show. And the other thing is I'm staked. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm getting what I'm getting, and I can't change that if I wanted to right now. If 90% of the coin's staked right now, I'm getting less return, but I still can't do anything about it unless I want to take a huge penalty and buy down the price. Crypto King, thank you, sir. Yes, everybody smash the like button. Make sure you throw a comment in the permanent comments. You can even just trash talk and tell me how worthless I am as a host, and I'm okay with that too. Tell me where I'm messing up, because we only get better by being told what we're not doing right, and I'm okay with that as well. I may not take your advice, but at least throw it down there for me. Make sure to hit that subscribe and the bell notification to be notified every time a new video is released or every time we stream. But if you guys have been in the Hex community for any length of time, you know exactly when we stream. So it's pretty easy to find us. So here's the deal. I like this. ETH sounds rubbish. Could instead put $2,500 into Hex for 10 years and get back what? 7 figures USD? 8 figures USD? I love the evil laugh, but it's a great point. So Hex goes to $1. $2,500 worth of Hex right now, plus interest over 10 years. That could easily be 7, 8 figures. Could be. I mean, I don't know for sure. Thank you, IK Ray. I appreciate that. Much love. Much love. I didn't expect that to be thrown at me that quickly, but now throw that in the permanent comments, because the YouTube algorithm likes that. No, he didn't say anything about you guys, so I guess you guys are clear. You guys are clear.
It's permanent on the stream for the replay. Smart kid.
Yeah, that's right. Markable Thoughts just put this in the private chat. I'll read it out loud to everyone else. He says, "Damn, internet keeps dropping. Glad I don't have an ETH stake going on." Laugh out loud.
That would be bad.
Might have already, as a node validator, you might have already been deleted. You and all your ETH.
Yeah. If you take these comments, if you take these jokes out of context, we are the biggest geeks in the freaking world. Did you understand what we're laughing at? Do you understand what we just found humorous?
I know.
If you just show it to a random person on the street.
You know, my favorite comment last night was from Coffee talking about his Pokemon cards. He goes, "Yeah, every time I show the girls my Pokemon cards, they leave. I haven't figured that out." But this is just as nerdy. Let's be honest about it. This is just as nerdy. And that's why there's just not a lot of females in Hex. Just what gets a guy excited is not the same thing that gets a woman excited.
Yeah. Smart, cool, soon-to-be wealthy women are in Hex. Period.
Yes, I will give you that much. These women, they don't need sugar daddies. They will be the sugar daddy. So I like this. IK Ray is one of KNTX employees who wants to be paid in Doge. Well, all $60 of it, it's yours. If you can recover it, it's all yours.
Oh.
That is great.
Shit.
So I let's do moon math, because everybody loves moon math, and we get everybody loves the moon math. A $2,500 stake for 3,650 days. The stake returns over $17 million of Hex's $10 in 2031. In 2031, that's really not that far away. 10 years from now.
Well, yeah. and then we're talking $10, but what we just said, like $1, that would make everyone in Hex a full-time Hexican. Like you don't have to work anymore.
Well, let's divide this by 10. I mean, that's $1.7 million.
Pretty nice.
For $2,500 right now. Not too shabby.
At 20% inflation, we should be able to afford a nice secondhand condo in Chattanooga, California.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I just got to continue to get the wife on board, but I'm really excited about no crypto gains and a studio, Discourse Syndicate and Hex Studio in Puerto Rico. I'm really excited about that. I've been to Puerto Rico twice. I love it to death. It's like constant. It's like so. I arguably would say the best season of the year is autumn, is fall, and it is a perpetual fall. It is 75, 80. It might spike up to 90 degrees some days in Puerto Rico, but dude, it's so perfect. just send your paycheck to your Dodge wallet.
Dodge.
Damn, I don't know if I have one of those, bro. It's like sending
That's your
Bitcoin to a
problem.
BCH address. Yeah.
He's downloaded that fake wallet again.
Yeah, that's right. The Dodge wallet. Dude, I only have a Ford wallet. I don't know if I'm going to receive that.
Oh,
Oh, but I like that moon math earlier. That was awesome. That's if you guys watch any of the charts that Whales Only puts up, I think you guys are going to see some huge returns. I mean, Captain and I have said it before that the liquid hex available is just getting rarer and rarer. Like, it's hard to come by, and the OA doesn't seem to be giving any of it up, and the only people who are early adopters that are dumping their bags now to try to, and I guarantee you some of them are trying to catch gains with other coins right now. I have no interest in that. Dude, time consuming. That's why I got into hex. I don't have to deal with any of that. I just set it and forget it until my calendar tells me it's time to unstake.
They're just chasing green candles, aren't they? You know,
Yep.
like, and you know, the probably thing that will potentially happen, if they're not careful, is they'll mistime it and the market will collapse and they'll lose where they were and they'll just be buying back in like at a higher price, because hex could go at any point. You know, it might not, but you know, if you go somewhere else and hex does like a 10x, 20x, 30x, you know, in a short amount of time, then you've missed it, and you already had a huge position. Your T shares are never getting any cheaper as well. So, you know, that's the thing that they're not looking at. And I think a lot of people are short-term thinking at the moment, because you can stake short-term, make a pretty good return if you've got a large amount of hex, but that will change in the next couple of years. And you know, people will be looking back now and going, oh, I could have staked, you know, 3 years out, 4 years out, 5 years out, 10 years out, and have a really nice passive income.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. And Whales Only is hitting it on the top of the head. He says people just don't get it. They'll be buying it $5 if they're lucky in the future. And I think that's right. I mean, I don't know about the dollar amount. I can't promise. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But as hex becomes rarer and rarer, and the cost of a T-share goes higher and higher, and the gains stay high, and people are looking for a place to park money and assets that return a yield to them, I just don't see anything better than hex. I just don't see it. And let's see what happens here in the next year or so. But what if these god whales are smart? I mean, they seem to already be pretty smart. But they've got 70, 80, I mean, now that ETH has gone through the roof, they got over $100 million worth of ETH in their wallets. And now we're looking at a lot of the coins that they have access to, that they have in their wallets. Well, what happens when those coins 5, 10, 50, 100x, and they realize, okay, well, this coin's legs are gone now. So they sell it. What would 1/100th of your bag be to just drop into hex real quick, knowing that it's going to gain you yield at the low liquidity we have? It's really a drop in the bucket compared to what some of these big wallets have. And that would jump us up to $1 right now with how low our liquidity is. So, and then they could stake it, you know, 10, 15 years, and they've got diamond hands. They've had ETH for what, 6 years now? So, I mean, I think they started, I think the actual ICO happened in 2016, but I think it started pre-sailing in 2015, if I remember correctly, with ETH. I wasn't here at that time, so I didn't know, but they've got diamond hands. They've already sat on their bags 5-6 years now. What's another 5-6 years for those guys?
By the way, every time Markable leaves, he's buying the dip, guys.
Yeah, that's be honest, Markable. That's what you're doing. Your internet keeps going down because you're interacting with MetaMask, trying to buy up all the dips right now.
Yes, definitely. I was actually searching in my studio to find some more money to put into X.
Yeah.
And I found a whopping $1,300 or euros just laying around. So I just put that all in Hex today. That was cool.
Yeah, I have that problem too. I always find 1,300 euros just lying around.
Yeah, it's a terrible problem to have. It's annoying.
It is.
But
it is.
Sometimes you just gotta clean up.
Did you look under the beard?
Wait 1 second.
Hey, there's another 1,300 euro. What do you know?
Here it comes. Hey!
I don't know. Yeah.
It's lost.
I will show you a. I can post a video on on Twitter. If no, how many people have have followed you on or have followed Discourse on Theta right now?
Right now we have 178 followers. Right now,
How much do we
my
need?
goodness.
need another
100,
122
All right.
to hit that partner status with them.
I think
So
a few
when we
tweets
hit that
should do
partner
it.
status, I will post a video online of me pulling out a joint out of my beard.
All right, guys. If that entices
That's
any of you, head
random.
over to Theta right now.
Beard, and you will see beard magic. It's working.
Will the
Yeah.
joint be
Or
alive?
beard on fire. We'll see.
No fire involved and no glitter. That's terrible as well.
I will say I won't say it because I don't want to upset YouTube since I don't like us pushing traffic elsewhere. But I will say that the other platform right now that we are simulcasting on is not a great experience on mobile right now. It's you try to follow and it you actually do follow and it goes through like 10 minutes later and you don't even know it. So you're clicking on it and you're like, why isn't it confirming that I followed? Why isn't it confirming? Well, it does. But if you double click it, it's just like subscribing on YouTube. You actually are unsubscribing. So you just got to push it once, wait for it to go through. But if you guys are on desktop, it works much better at this point in time. Yeah, there's definitely some UI improvements that still need to be done. But I hear the blockchain itself is pretty solid.
So just sign up and continue to watch on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's fine with us. We're okay
Yeah,
with that.
the main point is just sign up and
Yep.
follow.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, the lion's share of our viewers are on YouTube. So, and there was a time when we were doing really well on one of the other systems too that died to nothing, and that was unfortunate. So we just didn't want to be affiliated with something that took the alt-right to a new high, and I don't really want to be in the same light or on the same platform as white supremacist groups, because that's not what we're about here at all. Although obviously everyone on stream right now is white and or white European descent, so or gray.
Crafty is
yes,
gray. I mean,
yeah.
and Papa
from Grayscale,
Papa
boys.
Booner
I'm
is
from
like
Grayscale.
pink.
I'm
so-
from Grayscale, he says.
Insider
Oh.
information.
Oh my gosh. But my lemons, what will happen to my lemons?
Dump them.
Your lemons?
My lemons on the
I
other
get it.
platform. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wait,
know.
lemons was a thing. What? I don't get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so DLive had a platform that for a while we were streaming on, and we
Yeah.
had as many people there as we did on YouTube at one point in time, if
Oh,
not
nice.
more. And it was pretty cool because you could throw lemons at the host, so to speak, and ninjaginis and ninjets, and they paid out pretty well. They didn't take as big of a percentage of the profit as YouTube does, but they started blocking some of us Hexicans, and because it runs on the Tron block. Well, it's supposed to run on the Tron blockchain, and there's a lot of other coins out there, especially with their own blockchains that aren't on Ethereum, that don't work well with Hex, or don't want to work with Hex, and there's even people on ETH that don't want to work with Hex. So we'll change hearts and minds over time. Just wait.
Yeah.
It's getting easier.
It is. It really is. We just don't have that scam mentality anymore of everyone who was shell shocked in 2017 thinking that just because you did a launch phase that you were a scam like all the other ICOs of 2017. I think that's why everyone had the same question over and over again. Where's the ETH go? Who cares? You bought a product. If you were happy with it, if you weren't, then you can sell it, or you didn't have to buy it in the first place. Loyalty to your own people is a moral good. I do like that.
I think the gatekeeping is still an opportunity though. So
I think so,
the fact
too.
that we're not listed properly, it's just a massive opportunity because it can't continue forever. For it, like if Hex gets back up and stays in the top 5 for a consistent point of time, then these other people look stupid. And like the great thing about Nomics likes to rub it in other people's faces how poor their listing is on their sites and their volume numbers and stuff. So it just gives them something to talk about as well.
Yep, absolutely. Anyone know what Icon is talking about here? An add-on smart contract that locks the large unstaker into a community liquidated 1 million restake of a small percent of his minted hex. All ships rise $1 plus hex. I wonder if that's like the Toucaner game or whatever, one of the games that's built on top of hex. If someone just liquidated a huge stack.
Oh, and then put it into hex.
No, I think that was
Staked
from
it?
hex. No, I have no idea. So, oh, he did restake of a small percent of his minted hex. Huh, interesting. There you go. So sell low and buy back higher, and then you can restake it. But too bad Markable's not here. Brizology really loves the beard magic. Yeah. Anyone looked at Nomics today? I haven't. I just don't watch maybe as much as I should. I'm so spoiled.
There was a bit of a pump in the whole market yesterday, and it looks like it's holding, which is good. Bitcoin, I just want to see Bitcoin above 50K again, just so the whole market moves that way.
50,
I think that's
53, I think I'd be more comfortable.
Yeah. I think once it starts going over 50, hopefully, I mean, obviously I have no idea because I don't read charts and no one really knows what they're talking about anyway. But 50K is a good, like one of those good numbers, isn't it? Like, oh, it's above 50,000. Like, this just sounds nice.
Yeah. It does, and it looks good. It reflects on the whole community as a whole. It reflects really well. So the next big unstake Michael.hex is March 14th. So March 14th, we'll see what happens. I don't think anything is going to happen, honestly. I know a lot of people are scared. They're going to buy the price down. Why? I
can only wish I'd buy up everything.
Yeah,
myself.
I think that's what a lot of people are hopeful for, aren't they? To get a cheap. I think a lot of people are hoping it sells, like to get some cheap hex. Like, I'll definitely be there. I think most people, if it proper sold, which I doubt it would, and it went down really, really cheap, I think it's not lasting there long because, I think all of us here would be buying as much as possible.
I would. I just don't have a whole lot of liquid dry powder, or liquid USD, aka dry powder, available to make a huge buy right now, unfortunately.
Imagine if we are going sideways for weeks now, because everyone sees that stake. Everyone hopes that hex will be cheap for a brief moment once again, and it's just like piles and piles of dry powder on the sidelines. And whatever happens, it will get pushed into hex. But imagine if hex won't become any cheaper and it won't go down even for a second, and all that dry powder piles in because everyone starts panicking and start FOMOing in. Oh shit, he's not selling. Boom, boom, boom. And we just go straight up.
Yeah.
Well, I think smart people have been buying this dip anyway, haven't they? Like when it wicks down. Like,
well, someone's buying it. There's a lot of people selling, 100%. And it's not dropping. So we're staying pretty steady. Yeah. There you go.
I hear a lot of people that are just buying whenever they can buy right now. And also, if you think about it, like if you would enter right now and you've done proper research, then you're seeing those stakes and you might think, maybe wait for later, especially if it's a lot of money. I mean, then it makes sense to wait for that, right? Because you don't understand what's happening and no one really knows what's going to happen. It's a bit better to have to just wait for that stake to end, I think, is what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea to have some. I mean, if you want to try to catch it, good luck if you want to do the whole trading thing. But you know,
Yeah.
1 inch has a contract that doesn't ever seem to frickin' trigger for some reason. But Pine.Finance seems to work really well if you want to try to catch that dip, catch that falling knife. If you want to put some big buys in at very low prices, and if it just in case this 1.4 billion just happens to sell into the market, maybe you can catch a falling knife on it, and it just costs you some gas fees, which fortunately aren't as horrendous as they've been for the last 2 months right now. So it may be worthwhile. And guys, again, be careful with these smart contracts. Pine.Finance is still in beta mode, so be careful. Set your contract and then do DAppStar .tech. Is that what it is? I think it's DAppStar.tech, and you can set your spending allowance on your MetaMask for each website that your Web3 MetaMask is connected to. Then you can set it to 0 so that they can't spend your coins. So
Oh,
that's cool.
yeah, so
Didn't know that.
DAppStar.tech, you can, all of the websites that you are connected to your MetaMask with, you can set their spending limit through that website right there.
awesome.
It's pretty clever. That way you can put it at 0, so you have to approve everything that goes in and out of that contract. But you can set your contract first, and then you set it to 0 after you do it. So I really like this. In fact, actually, I want to go back up. I have a feeling we'll see a big rise in Hex after the next stimulus check gets released. Let's say 1,000 Hexakins put their $1,400 stimulus check into Hex. That's 1.4 million, maybe enough to double the price. Oh, it'll do more than double. It'll
Goodness.
do more than double. That's a great point. If you guys are willing to put your stimulus checks in there, I have a wife and 4 kids, and I don't think she's gonna let me do that. But if I wasn't married and I was a young guy, not financial advice, just telling you personally what I would do, I would YOLO it into Hex, and I would do at least a 5-year stake ladder.
Yeah,
At least
KNTX. Hold on a second. Hold on. Speaking from a similar situation where we've got wives to appease and they're the bosses, let me tell you this. You must have 100,000 Hex stake coming out soon, just for fun, right? That you started a year ago, you got 1. That's the justification right there. I said, darling, look at this. $1,400 goes in, and I already got it covered with my stake that comes out for $1,400. Come on, I'm helping out the team.
Also, don't you get extra like checks for each person in a household?
It is $1,400 per person is what the new stimulus plan looks like it's going to be, and I do have 4 dependents, so yeah, there's that.
Yeah. Not a financial advice.
So at least one of those.
Do what you gotta do.
One can go hungry.
Who needs
25% of stimulus to stimulate Hex a little bit.
I think this would be great. We got to organize, guys. I mean, there's 20,000 of us on Telegram. There's probably at least a third of the numbers that we need that are watching or subscribed to Discourse Syndicate. Why don't we all chip in? And if not, Markable will share his booty with us.
That's right.
I have no idea what we're talking about right now. Are we talking about
the
booty?
1,300 euros that you found that you're going to
Not financial advice. Not financial advice. Just got to throw that out there.
Not financial advice.
I sold the house for
Financial fantasy.
So, Papa B, it was only $1,254 is what the stake that just ended is worth. So I don't know if I can swing the whole $1,400 when my stake that just expired isn't even worth that. So,
but that's enough. That's enough. Hold on to that for the wave. Yeah, I think people with expiring or maturing stakes that they unstake should just hold on to that much, on the side, and keep it liquid until the big push date that we decide, and we all go in and poof, the price supposedly mystically doubles.
Oh, you want to do that? All right.
Yeah, we just pick a date. That's all, and then we just
but didn't we already try that? But we can do it bigger.
Yeah.
No one would front run that, right? No.
It was $100 last time. It really didn't work.
Exactly that. Someone's going to sell into that pump.
So what was it? Day 300.
hold the line. Everybody put 1 ETH into the. I kept my promise. I told everyone I would do 1 ETH on day 300, and I did. But I did it right as it rolled over from 299 before trying to catch it before everyone else did. Not gonna lie, but I did as I promised the community I would do, and I followed through. I'm a man of my word, so I followed through.
So a few days ago, I posted a post about, I believe it's now the most expensive NFT until now, like a collection of Beeple crap selling for $777,777, and there was at the end of an auction, so the last minute or something, the guy put in that bid, and the second bid was only 380,000. So they just put in for fun. They put in an insane amount of more dollars, and I wanted to show the people, like, that's the amount of money that people are just playing with. They don't care. And
yeah,
what would $1 million do for Hex price? Like, if I would have, for example, $1 billion, I would just put in $1 million just in Hex, just to see the hysteria in the chat, to just see people go crazy. I would just want that for fun. And I see that happening in Hex at some point. I don't know when, but I see something like that happen. That would be cool. Like,
I think people are building their positions as well. So if you've got a lot of money, you buy at these levels on dips, and then you make a big purchase to push the price up, and then you hope it holds. And if it doesn't, then you just buy more anyway. So I think that's what people are doing at the moment. They're accumulating.
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, he did the 1 ETH as well on day 300. We need a day 300 sequel, and Aquila wants to pump it off by saying 1K on March 20th. And anyone else fancies a fun pump?
I always
No
fancy
homo.
a fun pump.
No homo, he says. He did preface it, or I'm sorry, he corrected after the fact just to
He did.
make sure no one was trying to
fun pump him.
prison wallet.
No fun pumping advice.
No fun pumping advice. Stimulus play has to be a single buy into the smart contract.
All at once.
And then don't forget that Hexicans can go get Hex liquidity on QuickSwap. Earn some QuickSwap right now. I messed around with it a little bit. I haven't provided liquidity. Again, it comes down to the time. I don't have the time, man. I want to play with it until Hex is my full-time job, and I've got that disposable Hex income that I can just throw around into other stupid crap to experiment on your guys' behalf and lose it all. So just for the value of entertainment and for your guys' knowledge base, until that happens, I'm stuck with running a real life with real job in the real world. So I don't want to be any of these broke crypto influencers on YouTube taking money from any shady project that's willing to sell them just so that they'll pump their project. I don't want to. I want to keep my brand clean, and I want to keep my conscience clear. Is what I really want.
Your brain clean? Did you say?
My brand clean.
Brand.
But yes,
Brain's
but my
not.
brain too. I mean, I think they are synonymous with some of the projects that are coming out trying to pay off influencers to pump them. So, and we'll have the FOMO degenerate gambling stuff on the Crypto Junkies because that's what junkies do. So we'll play with some of that stuff just for fun. Maybe even do some of the games built on blockchains, and because I know gaming's real big, we'll probably get more views doing one game review like that. I don't know if you guys have seen that Axie, but it's big in the ETH community right now. You've got the UI where you play, and then you collect these different NFTs. Essentially, that's what these Axie characters are, and you battle them against other Axies, and then you can earn ETH doing it. And so we'll probably get into some of that stuff, and I'll probably throw $1,000 at my kid and say, "Hey, play with this, and tell me if you made any money at the end of the week." Because again, I got a real world job and real world life, and I just don't have time to delve into all of the degenerate stuff.
They call it kid gambling.
Kid gambling, yeah. Hey, it's paying off
You've
for
got
some of those
4 of
guys who
those.
have first edition Charizards.
Yeah,
Cherries.
for sure.
Well, you guys, I think here's a good place to end. I got to get to work, and I know that there's some things on the back end that need to be discussed and some things that need to be figured out, and I got to finish it all up before work starts for me. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys joining me as always. I really enjoy I look forward to these streams because I just get to hang out with friends and tell people about something I'm passionate about. And it really doesn't get any better than this. And all of you guys in the chat comments, throw out some more stuff that you'd like for us to discuss. Throw it in the comments at the end of the video. And it's definitely something that we'll look at and going forward, and not necessarily take all of your guys' advice. Same with how you get your recommendations on how we can make the stream better. But I really do appreciate all you guys, and it's fun. So thank you guys for making it fun. And with that, we will see you guys tomorrow when RG captains that ship, and he's got the monocle. I knew it was coming.
Oh,
I knew
nice.
the Brit would bring
Yes.
the monocle at some point. And on that, we are out.